On Sunday, February 9th, at 12:29 p.m., I received a phone call from my mom informing me that my 1-week-old nephew had been found unresponsive in his car seat. They resuscitated him, they ventilated him, and they life-flighted him to the nearest children's hospital. When my brother was asked if they wanted them to revive his little boy if his heart stopped again, he replied with tear-filled eyes, "Yes, we want him." Over the last several months, my mind has been incredibly occupied with the concept of resilience. Struggles and hardships in life are inevitable, like this one in my family. But why is it that some people bounce back through incredibly challenging times, while others seem to spiral in despair? In a Harvard Review article titled "How Resiliency Works," they talk about 3 characteristics that a resilient person must possess. Number 1, face down reality, or the ability to see things as they really are. Number 2, making meaning, or the ability to find meaning through terrible times. And number 3, ritualized ingenuity, or the ability to make do with what's at hand. Now today I want to honor my sweet little nephew Nixon by sharing a little bit about his life through the resilience of his mother. On that dreadful February day, when Nixon's mother found him unresponsive in his car seat, she was in an absolute frenzy. Her mind was spinning. She tried to appear strong and confident, and yet inside she felt everything but strong. Her mind was spinning. She had a million questions, a million thoughts, a million emotions. As her and her family approached the hospital, face-down reality began to creep in. As she walked into that hospital, she seemed to get a strong sense that she would not be leaving there with her little boy. Now, whether this was inspiration from above or her own attempt to prepare herself for the worst, she allowed face-down reality to settle in as she prepared herself for the incredibly difficult days ahead. Now, as I talk about the second characteristic of making meaning, I do so with tenderness and with respect, as Nixon's parents received many, many tender mercies through this time of dire need. When Nixon's dad received the phone call that his son was found unresponsive, the first thing he thought to do was to drop to his knees and to pray for guidance and for help. Through that experience, he describes that he felt Nixon's spirit so close, almost as if to say, "It's okay, Dad. I'm okay." Shortly after this time, Nixon was resuscitated. They put him on a ventilator and they hooked him up to a monster of medical equipment that just towered over his tiny, sweet little innocent body. Throughout this hospital stay, as the days drug on ever so slowly, it became very clear to Nixon's parents that he had in fact come back into this world for a short time to be there for his mother, so that she had time to process and to prepare for an incredibly difficult life without that baby boy in her arms. During this time, while Nixon was in the hospital, his mother somehow found the courage and the strength to be grateful for the things that she did get to do with her little boy. She states, "There are so many mothers that lose their babies suddenly, that never get to hold them, that never get to take them home. The thing that I'm very most grateful for is that we had the opportunity to give our little boy a name and a blessing. The name we gave him is Nixon Makoa Johnston." Now, Makoa is a Hawaiian word that means brave. Not only was Nixon an incredibly brave little boy as he suffered through those days in the hospital, but he will forever be an example to his family of the bravery that it takes to continue on every single day and keep fighting, and especially for his mother. She tenderly stated, "Nixon was incredibly brave to come back and to suffer through that hospital experience for me. Now it is my turn to be brave for him." On the day of Nixon's funeral, we had a viewing where Nixon lay lifeless in his tiny little casket that his dad had spent countless hours building and making absolutely perfect for his little boy. On the inside of the lid were engraven the words, "Ohana" means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. Nixon Makoa Johnston will forever live on in the hearts of his family. And for him, the bravest of us all, we will continue to fight for resilience, the ability to bounce back through incredibly difficult times.